In this episode, we discuss new initiatives underway to determine the scope of inappropriate sexual behavior in the Canadian Armed Forces, how defense counters illicit trafficking in the Caribbean Sea and the Eastern Pacific Ocean, and what you can do to save the life of someone in need. Welcome back to Defense Team News. I'm Jill Klassen.
And I'm Captain Shalako Smith. Here's what's going on in defense for the week of April the 4th. This week, all members of the regular force and primary reserve will receive an invitation to participate in a Statistics Canada survey on sexual misconduct in the Canadian Armed Forces. This voluntary and confidential survey launches on April 11th and is a key component of Operation Honor. The survey will help determine the scope of inappropriate sexual behavior in the CAF and allow us to better understand the impact it's having on our members, as well as help guide the Operation Honor action plan. Here's General Jonathan Vance explaining the importance of participating in this survey.
I do want everybody in the defense team to know that the Statistics Canada survey coming up in April will be very important for everybody to take. It's essential that we get a very good initial baseline understanding of the impact of Operation Honor, the effect that it's had, the prevalence in the armed forces for inappropriate behavior and so on. So I'll certainly take the survey. I would expect everybody else to as well. It's volunteer, or it's sort of voluntary survey, but I really would like people to take that seriously and ultimately keep working at Operation Honor.
Visit the Defense Team website and click on the resource section for more information. And watch for an electronic invitation and a letter shortly.
HMCS Summerside in Saskatoon assisted in separate cocaine interceptions while on patrol in the Caribbean Sea and the Eastern Pacific Ocean while participating on Operation CARIBBE. The interception involving HMCS Summerside took place on March 7th in international waters off the coast of Nicaragua when the ship located and approached a 12-meter-long sailing vessel suspected of smuggling. During the search, the USCG Law Enforcement Detachment Team discovered and seized 16 bales weighing 324 kilograms that later tested positive for cocaine. During the evening of March 19th, the crew of HMCS Saskatoon and its U.S. allies were conducting a routine patrol monitoring targets of interest in international waters off the coast of Central America. One of the vessels being monitored, a Panga-styled fishing boat, dropped its cargo and fled at high speed. Once on scene, crew members found and retrieved 10 bales of cocaine from the water with a combined weight of approximately 360 kilograms.
Did you know that 1 in 2 Canadians will either need blood or know someone who will at some point in their lives? Last year, the Defense Team members contributed more than 5,800 life-saving donations through our national partnership with Canadian Blood Services. This made us the first organization in Canadian Blood Services history to reach the 5,000 mark. While this is an amazing accomplishment, Defense Team members are not letting up, and they're even pledging an even higher goal of at least 6,500 blood donations, including at least 600 first-time blood donors for 2016.
Do your part. Blood donor clinics at 13 defense establishments across the country and hundreds of other permanent and mobile clinics are available in your communities. Visit www.blood.ca to find your nearest clinic and book your appointment to donate. And be sure to register for the Partners for Life team to count your donation towards our goal. In an independent survey conducted by Forbes magazine on large organizations in all industry sectors in Canada, the Department of National Defence and the Canadian Armed Forces was rated as one of Canada's best employers of 2016. The survey was conducted anonymously among a sample of 8,000 people representative of the Canadian workforce in companies or institutions with more than 500 employees, according to gender, age, region, educational level, and ethnicity.
This week's Bravo Zulu goes to the 6 members currently deployed on Operation Unifier in Ukraine. They all received a medal from the hands of the Ukrainian Minister of Defense for their devotion, professionalism, and the quality of the instruction that they're giving each and every day. These outstanding instructors share Canadian military values and strengthen the bonds between the Canadian and Ukrainian armed forces. They proudly represent the constant efforts of the personnel from Joint Task Force Ukraine, Roto 1, who are deployed until August 2016. Now let's see what happened in Canadian military history.
On April 3, 1669, King Louis XIV orders the governor of New France to organize his subjects in Canada into companies for military training, the official birth of the Canadian militia.
Hello, my name is Major Marie-Noël Blanchet. This week's Canadian Armed Forces stories feature Major Hami Hamalainen, who served as a door gunner during operations in Kuwait in 1990-1991. We caught up with him at the commemoration of the 25th anniversary of the liberation of Kuwait.
The Air Force learned to go back to war, and we had not gone back to war. The Air Force had to learn to adapt, they had to evolve and become modern, they had to learn to react in a different way, and 25 years later, you can see the Air Force is still in war zones and still in conflict zones. So it hasn't changed, but it's matured the Air Force and brought us into the modern era today.
To watch the full story, click on the CAF Stories link. Don't forget to send us your videos, stories, and photos on Facebook or Twitter using the hashtag #MyCAFStory.
Well, that's it for us. Thanks so much for watching.
If you'd like more information on any of the topics discussed, visit the Defense Team intranet or click the related links. And we'll see you next time
For Defense Team News,